Go home and get your fucking shine box.
What kind of talk is that over the holidays? Hi, folks. Welcome back. Just for one day. Tomorrow we're off. I'm roasting a pig in the backyard. Name's Diane. Listen. Did you have a good Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, Ramadan? Did you get everything you want? Jew blood in a vase and shoplifting. What? Nick, stop. Well, like I always say about Kwanzaa, it's very rich in tradition. It goes back to April of 2009. Cocaine. I don't know. Ate a lot, cooked a lot. Oh, I did get a great gift though. Hamilton Beach indoor grill. Dude. And I'm like, I'm trying this motherfucker right out. Got a couple of strip steaks. It's got a sear button on it.
Hell yeah.
Holy fuck. I'm going to be taking red meat to a new level. I figure I'll have ass cancer by July if I play it right. I mean, it was delicious. Got the grill marks in it. And just let it rest after I took it out about 3 minutes on each side. And oh, fuck me. It was so good. Of course, the wife has to have it well done. I'm sitting on the thing. I'm sitting on the sides. That's what a real grill should have. It's that fucking lid that comes down. And now you don't have to flip your steak. It's getting cooked. Touching, just fabulous. And it tasted like you did it outside.
Like the old George Foreman.
Like the old George. I didn't realize that's how the Foreman thing worked. Too technical for me. You got to shut a lid on something? It was tremendous. Cooked my balls off. Can't even remember what. But Dallas just gave me these. What do you call them? It's not chocolate, or is it?
It's a rum ball.
No rum ball.
Yep.
Another real technical name, Nick. Oh, it tastes like chocolate fudge with rum in it. And he's got a heavy hand. I had one. I'm going to get pulled over on the way home. You've been drinking? No, I've been snacking. He made me do it. Got a nice fucking buzz. Yeah, I'm not a big... Apparently I need alcohol myself in my desserts. What the fuck else I made Biafran stew. What? Yeah, you heard me. Frugal Gourmet. Remember that fat? He turned out to be a pedophile, that guy. Do you remember him? You're a little young for that. You remember him?
Well, I don't remember, but it's later,
yeah, he was on like PBS, and I always knew he was a fruit cup, but gray beard, real anal guy, just a fucking, kind of a jack off. And but he had this thing called Biafran stew that I made for my wife like 15 years ago, and she loved it. And you just take like stew beef and cut up a whole chicken. You throw the chicken in raw with a cooked stew beef. Right there, I was going, is this how I did it last time? She's like, yeah. Bell peppers and with a fucking curry and whatever the fuck, and just let it cook for almost 2 hours. Tremendous. It's for a Nigerian dish. So I put a bone in my nose and I put on the skirt to make it, when in Rome. Whatever the fuck. That was delicious. What else? I cooked my balls off. I can't remember. Anyways, I got no memory. Watched more football than I have, and that's saying a lot. I'm embarrassed at this point. I'm seriously, I'm getting to the saturation point because I actually shut it off and one night about midnight, I can't watch anymore. And but you always see something different. I saw 2 hits that I thought people were going to die on over the. And like I was telling Dallas, it's ironic because the playoff games, the 12-team bracket, the few games that they've played so far have been kind of one-sided. And the bowl games, which mean shit, have been tremendous, at least the ones I've been watching. And I never. It was embarrassing how much. And I'm watching the NFL in between. It's fucking. Again, I was sick as a dog. Yeah. I was on the fucking couch, sick as a dog. I actually went to, you know what do they call urgent care? I don't like using antibiotics because I think, if you use them too much, they weaken your immune system. So I went a month feeling like dog shit. And finally I go, fuck this. I couldn't breathe. I was blowing my nose 8-10 times and chunks of Gouda and sharp cheddar were flying out of my fucking face. And I said, that's it. They gave me an antibiotic, Cephrin succotash. And I had never heard of it. And I go, yeah, I'm allergic to penicillin. I just let her know when she went to find an antibiotic. The girl comes back and goes, this is Cephalin. Then she leaves the room again. So I Google Cephalin while she's gone, and it says, don't take if you're allergic to penicillin. I go, I am allergic. She goes, she goes, with plenty of people that are allergic to penicillin have taken it. Oh, so you gave somebody, at one point there was the first guy you gave it to. You know what I mean? I'm like, are you sure? She goes, yeah. And I go, fine, because if I'm going to try antibiotic, I want to try a new one. Don't give me a Z-Pack because it makes me shit. I get diarrhea from Z-Packs when I use them, very rarely. Anyways, way too much information. But it worked, man. 2 days later, I started to feel a little better. I'm at about 95% today. That's how I feel. But no, I was waking up sweating, soaked. Again, very COVID-like. But I took 2 COVID tests that said no. Then they said it might be, you know what, monkeypox. I said, fuck you, I eat the ass. Oh, God. Hi, folks. Anyhow, what else? I feel like I'm forgetting. Anyways, let's get going. I'll get this out of the way. Real quick mention. You know how I am. God, it feels like I'm doing this for the first time again. It really sucks to get old. Jimmy Carter, who I have a soft spot for because, and I put this on X a couple times. He passed away yesterday, was it? At 100 years old. He was nice word. He was in a hospice for 14 years. 2 years. Folks, you usually go into hospice when you got a week left. He was in there for 2 years, this guy. And I have a, can we put up the? I'm looking at this going, isn't it in the fucking thing? See what I'm saying, dude? I'm getting worried. I'm really going to end up like, Junior Seau, one to the chest for humane football. Anyways, that's me and Jimmy, the Tonight Show, mid-90s, I'd say, when Jay Leno was hosting. And what a sweet dude. I got to sit down like next to him. It felt weird having him move over. Then after the show, I said, Mr. President, I got to get a picture with you. I really did. I read a couple of his books, which, forget the politics. He's just a decent human. Yeah, maybe stunk as a president. But I used to do a good imitation of him. Talk sort of like Bill Clinton. Yeah, Rosalind, I banged it twice last night. My friends would laugh. Other people go, fuck off, you stink. My parents. So, yeah, that's me and him at Camp David. We got drunk and picked up a couple of black hookers. He insisted. Peanut farmer. Great guy. You know, he was more valuable after he left the politics and he did that Habitats for Humanity where he built houses for poor. He would be out there building them, not just paying lip service. And a sweet guy, 100 years old. I don't want that. I mean, you saw him at his wife's funeral. That looks horrible. He probably didn't even know he was there. Anyways, rest in peace, sir. You're a good man and a shitty politician, which they go hand in hand. If you're a good man, you're probably going to be a shitty politician because most politicians are shitty people. I don't know if that made any sense. Speaking of politics, Maga versus Musk. This was over the weekend. Elon Musk admitted that H-1B visas are broken, in quotes, and floated a potential fix as he sought to cool a raging civil war within the Maga base over the immigration program for highly skilled foreign workers. Just a day after vowing to go to war on the issue and telling detractors, and I'm not kidding, he actually used this. He told detractors that were disagreeing with him,
take a big step back and literally fuck your own face!
He said that. He said that. The more I see this guy, the more I like him. And I'd be that cocky if I was that smart. Look, I don't know where I sit. I'll get to my point in a second. So Musk, the world's richest man, acknowledged some of the criticism of the program, getting abused and argued that the U.S. should make it more costly to hire foreigners. Easily fixed by raising the minimum salary significantly and adding a yearly cost for maintaining the H-1B. See what a good business, You know what I mean? And what's his name? Trump thinks the same way, like raise tariffs. They know how to hit people in the pockets. What he's saying is it make it more expensive for these corporations. They get the handout, I forget how many a year. But, you know, there's what happens is, like, I think a few of the terrorists overstayed their visas and shit, and they get lost, and next thing you know, they're blowing us up. There's all kinds of. But what they do is they undercut the American work as far as pay go. People will move here from India and work and be very smart and work for half the. And not all of them are smart. I read a bunch of articles were saying, you know, but the white guy is getting pushed out, and the Maga, the real Maga people are saying, fuck you. Like Steve Bannon said, get rid of it. So, you know, but I understand where, what's his name's coming from, Vivek and Musk, saying if you want the best talent, it makes sense. You bigger pool. Just make sure, and I think they'll do this. You do it on merit. You got to be the brightest Indian and the brightest Korean and the brightest, and because you do. Otherwise, Russia's going to them. And we've brought German scientists over here before.
Einstein.
Fucking Einstein. He came over. He was cutting lawns in Peabody, Mass. So I see both arguments, and it's I think it's a little going against how I usually am. When I hear Steve Bannon say something, I'm like he to me. When you see all this good shit happening, I still think he's in Trump's ear. The guy is scary smart too. I don't know. So, but I think we have to, you know, Indians, Asians. I feel that way about doctors too. So he's saying make it more expensive to hire from overseas domestically in his response to a thread claiming H-1B visas were being used to hire low-wage programmers and developers. So make it more, you know, whack the corporations in the wallet. Musk and Vivek contended that H-1B visas are crucial to the U.S. attracting top-tier talent for the development of cutting-edge technologies. Come on, let's be honest, folks. The Asians and Indians? Come on. You're not sitting next to a Pollock on a test. Well, they don't do that anymore, but you know what I'm saying. All due respect. Such as AI that has been in boom for the economy. On the other side, immigration hardliners argue that the program is effectively indentured servitude, trapping foreigners at certain companies to do their desire to stay in the U.S. Excuse me, and that companies were exploiting the system for cheaper labor.
But
which is always the case.
No. But why not?
It's the American way. Critics also lamented the lack of the U.S. education system's ability to produce more top-notch talent in occupations that dominate H1. That's true, because over here, for the last 50 years, kids haven't been learning science and math. They've been learning about gender and race and the white man and patriarchy and racism and dog shit and misogynism and yeast infections and frisbees. Fucks. Whose fault is that? Liberal assholes. Anywhere there's cancer in this country, trace it back to the left-wing jack-offs. You know what I'm saying? I think you do. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch some fentanyl. What you doing? Why? What happened? Looks perfect. Let's move on to Jack. Can I get a Jack and Jesus, please? What? This is a good story. Nice holiday Christmas thing. A Maryland male named Thomas Van Getz went to midnight mass at St. Francis Xavier Catholic Church in Leonardtown, Maryland, poured whiskey into the holy water during a Christmas Eve midnight mass at a Catholic church and threatened parishioners. It made me laugh because when I was a kid, first time I went to church with my mother, I don't even remember. She said I put my hand in the and tried to drink it off my hand. And then that's when she threw me and I hit my head on a pew. Never been right since. Whore. But that wasn't all that went down, the cop said. There he is right there, the culprit. Congregants escorted Von Getz out of the church, but the sheriff's office told WTOP he tried striking them with his whiskey bottle. Hey, it's Christmas. But before that, just after 5 p.m., Van Getz entered Holy Angels Catholic Church, as opposed to the Evil Angels, in Avenue during Mass, approached the altar and dropped... he dropped an onion in the aisle. I thought that was like a euphemism for taking a shit in a church. He dropped an onion. This guy wants to be on, World's Best Chef next week. He dropped an onion in the aisle, the sheriff said, adding that he also disturbed the peace of attendees. Well, an onion will do that in church. Could have dropped a deuce. A congregant escorted Von Getz out of the church, deputies told the station, but Van Getz responded by throwing tangerines at the congregant. This guy's one of the healthiest criminals we've ever talked about. Then he poured a bottle of Balance of Nature. He dumped that in the toilet in the rectory. Oh, my God. He was arrested on Thursday and charged with the following offenses: second-degree assault, disorderly conduct, defacing religious property, religious crime against a group, obstructing a religious exercise, threat of mass violence, disturbing the peace, watering down the holy water. Oh, my God. So he's going to go away for a little while.
Bye, dickhead.
I don't know about. He's probably an anti, I don't know. He knew where the churches were. I'm guessing if you looked into his past, like Father Smith touched him as an altar boy. Why are you going to raise hell there? Or he's just a real lefty who doesn't believe in all that. Or he was just bored and drunk out of his mind. Seems like he's kind of on the fence. He doesn't know if he wants to be a criminal or a chef. Anyhow, fresh produce is very important when you're being fucking anti-God. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Let's get into Hollywood. Remember Leno, I don't know, a few months back, showed up with his wrist broken and his fucking face all purple and bruised. And he said he fell down a hill. He was on a gig at a hotel and he saw a restaurant. And instead of going around, he cut down a hill, tripped and rolled and hit his face on a road, which does sound kind of funny to me. So, but he was on Bill Maher, and apparently there's a rumor saying, somebody started a rumor online that Jay owed gambling debts to the mob. And Bill Maher asked him about it a couple times, and he said, of course not. And I laughed because Jay Leno he's true Scottish. This guy has the first penny he ever made. He still hasn't spent a dime of his Tonight Show money. He's just a Scottish, old school, and he laughed. He goes, I don't gamble. He goes, I'd feel, how did he say it? He goes, I'd feel stupid at winning $1,000, something about, than losing. I'd be more scared to lose 100 to win 1,000. I can't remember. But he's not the gambling type. But again, it sounds weird. It sounds weird. Maybe it was and he also said to Bill Maher, I laugh he goes, if I was a gambler and in mob debts, they wouldn't take one of my 5,000 cars that's worth $500,000. You know what I mean? So he made some good points. I don't gamble. Now, when I heard that, I'm like, Leno, mob. He had a couple of great stories about when he's a comedian in the mob. Here's a quick one when he was on Rogan that made me laugh.
So we're doing this thing. It's at a golf course, and they say to me, listen, there's a priest here. So keep your act. I said, yeah, okay, fine. So I go up and I do my little act. Fine, thank you. Applause. I sit down. So this gangster guy gets up, He goes, I want to welcome you all to this, this place. And what was I going to say? Oh, shit, I forgot what I was going to say. And when he said shit, the priest went like this. The guy goes, what? Hey, father, you got your 10 grand in the fucking bag? Shut the fuck up! He just goes crazy in his gun. You shut the fuck up! And the place is just, everybody's just frozen with fear. This guy's just like crazy. And the priest is like, he's holding his bag with the 10 grand in it, And then he sits down.
Never tell anybody outside the family what you're thinking again.
I just laugh how much Jay put into that. Yeah. So now you get to see what Jay looks like when he's fucking mad. Oh my God, did that make me laugh? Hey, should I do the tour dates for? Oh, it's in the fucking thing. Boy, I need a day off. We've been back. Anyways, let me tour dates. If you go to nickdip.com or you're watching this show right now, February 20th, 2025, Bricktown Comedy Club, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Then the next night, I'm going to the Funny Bone in St. Louis, Missouri. Haven't been there in years. That's a club that's been around forever. It's an old, we've all been through that one. April 25th, 2025, Cohoes Music Hall, Cohoes, New York. That's up by Albany, and where I shot my last special. Hey, if you guys want to support the show and get some merch, we have a lot of new stuff. So grab a hat, hoodie, a mug, t-shirt, baseball shirt, condom, plastic hips, fake mustaches, fake doo-doo. Just go to nickdip.com. If you're watching the free version of the show, you can watch full episodes of my show. Also, Lotto with Crowder and all exclusive Rumble content ad-free with one subscription. Click the link in the description, then click the Rumble Premium button, enter promo code MUGCLUB, that's one word, MUGCLUB, and get $10 off annually. Thank you for your patronage. Oh.
Hi, good night, everybody.